Welcome to episode 24 of the Unfake It Till You Make It podcast. I'm your host, Tony Suriano, and today we talk about breaking out of the traditional music of Spain and dream geography.
This podcast will talk you through the ups and downs in the entertainment industry.
Each and every one of you has a talent, but it's a tough business. People gonna tell you, get a real job.
By introducing you to sustainable, moldable methods in a crazy, cutthroat world.
Let us harness our willpower and take real action.
Don't let it get you down.
Join me, brothers and sisters, on a journey through trials and tribulations.
Unfake it till you make it.
Hello, everybody out there, somewhere. I'm back, and I know it's been a while since I've published an episode. I really wanted to continue this, but I was overly committed this last month, and that is all. It's not an excuse, it's just what it was. But I'm happy to be here and release another awesome guest on the show. Today, my guest is Marc Ricos, at Marc Ricos on the socials. He is a music producer and engineer, vocalist, and also a guitarist from Spain. He has recently released a single on Spotify called Astronaut and temporarily moved his music passions to Los Angeles to produce a full-length album, which is yet to be released, so look out for that. I met Marc during our travels in 2017. He is a stand-up guy, I tell you, and I know this because when he could not make it to a special celebratory gathering for my gal and I, he actually sent us a sincere apology video with many kind words. That was a first for me, and I really liked it. I felt all happy inside. And although it only took him a couple minutes, I know it will remain a long-term memory and only add to his courteous reputation. And now, without any further intro, please enjoy this episode with Marc Ricos. Welcome to the show, Marc.
Hi, everyone.
What about me? No.
No, what about you? Welcome to you. It's your home, man.
Yeah. And you're in Barcelona, Spain, right?
I am.
And
yes.
And you just got back. You were here in LA. Are you
happy? Yeah, in fact, I had a little bit of jet lag. It's kind of crazy.
How long did your jet lag last?
1 week, because I arrived 7 days ago, and today is the first day I could wake up at a normal time, you know. And that the creative people usually has like crazy hours. So if you sum that to jet lag, that's like the worst thing that can happen to you.
Yeah. What's it like? That was your second time in LA, and
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, well, first of all, give us a little rundown of what you do, who you are, how you're involved in the entertainment industry.
Okay, so I'm Marc Ricos. I'm a musician and music producer. I'm a dreamer also, which is important because you need to dream and be a hard worker if you want to live in this crazy industry where everyone that works here loves what they do, you know, and you need to really put an effort on that. And this second time, it was very good. I mean, you know what happened is that I used to think as the music industry as something. In fact, it was like that in the past, like. You go to a record label or producer and they are like, oh, I love your music, I will sign you and everything will be fine, you know. But nowadays it doesn't work like that, you know. Everyone can be an indie artist, everyone has a lot of opportunities. You can distribute your music for just $10, you know, and it's a different world. So what I learned that not early, you know. I understood that like a couple months ago, but I mean, it's good to be aware of that because this time I went to Los Angeles without pretension. I just went to make connections, to meet people, and to remind myself that I'm not going to LA to have fun, but I'm going to LA as an objective, as a future objective for my career, because the industry of music is there.
Can you speak about the industry music in Spain and how it's different than LA, and why you're drawn more to not that?
Can I say bad words?
Sure.
Sure. I mean, the industry in Spain it's very Spanish, you know. It's like I don't know in other European countries, but here Latin music and specifically reggaeton is like reggaeton. It's like everything, you know. You have to do that to be in the music in the industry here. If you don't do that, the money is there, so you are not gonna be able to succeed, you know. I mean, it's a pain in the ass if you don't do that kind of music. It's like you are trapped there, and I met people that are like, no, I'm gonna change that. I will change things because my music rocks. And I mean, I as a dreamer, I love them, but honestly, it's very difficult. It's a difficult industry and not rewarding, because as everything is reggaeton, everyone wants to do reggaeton. Everyone does reggaeton, so there's a lot of competence. And as reggaeton is not the richest music ever, with all the respect, it's like, I don't know, it's like the easiest kind of music to do, and everyone is doing that. So I don't know, it's a crazy world. It's not for me. It's not. I don't like that music. So for me, it sucks basically.
So you must have. So you grew up hearing it all the time, and your father's a musician, right?
Yeah, correct.
So what got you out of reggaeton style when it's so prevalent over there?
Yeah, that's a good question, because, well, I mean, maybe nowadays it's even more difficult. Maybe it's because I'm old enough to be on the era that I don't know what's the reason, but I've always been a rocker. I loved rock, and I was the kind of guy that in the school everyone was following the same path, and I was like the guy that didn't know, that was doing the different thing, you know. And I don't know. I feel that a lot of people, I don't know, in the US probably it works like that too in like pop music, but in Spain what happens is that I am certain, I know that a lot of people is listening to reggaeton to socialize, and in fact I did that when I was very, very young, like, because if you wanted to join and friends and join people and go to parties and stuff, you needed to know that music, you know. And it's like an obligation. But the thing is that when you love music, you go further than that, and you realize, okay, I'm gonna listen to this with my friends, but at home I'm gonna listen to music that I like, you know. And for me that was basically rock, even though I love everything. But yeah, it's a difficult thing. If you don't love music, it's very easy to get carried by the promotion that the record labels and everything puts on TV and everything. And I don't know, it kind of sucks. It's like everything, you know, money carries everything. And if you are not allowed into politics, money is gonna carry your thoughts, and you're gonna vote for whoever they pays more, and in music the same. And it's like that.
I see. Yeah, I know what you mean. And what was your favorite rock band when you started to get into it?
Wow, that's a tough question.
Or can you name a couple? Are they some American and some Spain, or do they have any special underground Spain rock artists that you liked? Or
not really. There are, but I always loved music in English, because for me it sounded better, you know. I didn't understand anything, and it was just about music, you know. In fact, for me it still happens, you know. If I don't pay attention to the lyrics as a non-English person, I can just enjoy the music. I don't know what happens with you as an American, for example. When you listen to a song, you naturally hear and listen to the lyrics, or you can like disconnect your brain from that.
Yeah, I think I really do pay attention to lyrics, and often I will start to judge the song if the lyrics aren't like profound enough.
Exactly.
Like and I can't get lost in it. But I agree. I listen. Sometimes I'll listen to foreign country music, and I can just feel the music and not have to worry really about what they say.
Exactly.
And that's a cool feeling.
Yeah. Because it makes me focus on music, and you can listen to music that maybe they are saying, oh, I'm cleaning my ass after going to the bathroom, but I didn't understand that. So if I love the music, I would just judge the music. And about your question, I remember loving Bon Jovi a lot. It was one of my first like rock bands, and also I listened to a lot of metal, and I don't know. I went through a lot of ages, if that word is correct, in seasons, music seasons.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would say Bon Jovi and I don't know, Slipknot. Do you know Slipknot?
Yeah, I remember Slipknot. They have all the masked faces.
Yeah, and these kind of groups, Papa Roach, Avenged Sevenfold, it's like the band that made me go into music because it had quality, What I found with metal that I didn't find in other genres is that the musicians were actually good. They were doing difficult stuff, And I was like the kind of kid that I saw a very quick guitar solo, and I was like, wow, how do they do that? I was not excited about some 4 chords and everything, even though now I feel the value of that if the 4 chords are doing great things, But I don't know. When I was young, that's what I loved, and I still love it, honestly.
That's great. Yeah. Metal groups, the guitarists and the bassists, I mean, they move fast sometimes, and they're doing some advanced stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah, and drummers too. Metal drumming
double
is
kick
like
drum.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
So for people that are not in LA or I don't know, maybe not in a metropolis area where they have more opportunity to perhaps meet new people or make connections or actually try to make somewhat of a living. Now that you've come out of your comfort zone twice to go and connect, what advice do you have for them, or what should they not do? What did you realize that, oh man, why was I doing all that?
I'm gonna explain, if I can, a little thing that happened to me. I don't know if I told you the last time that we met, but last Saturday I was in LA. I was with a friend going to a club. It was like, oh, it's my last Saturday, let's have fun. And what happened is that on the queue, she realized that she forgot her ID, And I was like, I'm sorry, but I have to get in. It's my last Saturday here, and I have to get in. And I never did that before. And at first it was like weird, but in like 5 minutes, I was talking with somebody, and I didn't spend more than 2 minutes without talking and connecting with people, So what happens is that when you're alone, when you go out the comfort zone, it's crazy how much easier your brain or your instinct makes you to connect and to meet people. And honestly, I'm kind of shy. I was kind of shy. I was the kind of person that, didn't talk to strangers, But even though LA is very friendly and this is more natural in LA than in Barcelona, for example, when you go by yourself, I think it's a very good experience for everyone. Even though you are following dreams or whatever, going by yourself somewhere it's very, very helpful for a lot of things, and in connecting it's very important. But for music, I think it's too, because you can see music from another perspective and you learn a lot, And for me, I knew that LA had a lot of opportunities in music and industry, and it's true, And for me, it's like an objective. I will always come and go because I feel it. I need to go there. And for example, if you are doing like Irish folk or something and you're from Barcelona, you need to go there, and you need to try to live there, because if that's your objective, I don't trust the like countries and everything. You have to go to the places that give you what you need, you know, in your career or in your life, you know. And I don't know, if you love Barcelona but music sucks, maybe that's not the best place for you, because I mean, well, internet changed the game, but in a lot of like jobs or everything, you still have to go to the capital of music, or the capital of video or movies, or the capital of soccer. If you love soccer, for example, Barcelona is a very good city. And I don't know, I think it's a very good experience to go by yourself to find your dreams, because you try to find your dreams, but you learn a lot on your personal life. And the only the only thing of just going to pursue your dreams, it's very helpful, because you are not sitting, you are not saying, okay, I'm gonna do whatever. No, you are there, and there's no way back, you know. And that's a very, very good feeling when you do that.
That's great. So leave your friends outside, go in and talk to everyone. That's the advice. I'm just kidding.
That's a very good experience, and I really recommend it to everyone.
Was she a little upset, or did she understand?
No. In fact, she was sorry, because I was like, I told her that it was my last Saturday. We have to go here, and she was like, okay. And I mean, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, because the situation was not that I left her. It was the opposite.
Yeah.
She left me because it was my last Saturday, and she felt sorry about that. But even though I told her, don't be sorry, because it was incredible.
That's great. I know what you mean, for sure. When I'm alone places, it's just easier to approach people, because you don't have someone to the right of you that you could approach, which is your friend, you know, which we automatically do. And you could still go with people, but I advise, if I can, to separate from your group when you're out, at least for a while, and just see what happens. And a lot of people don't, you know, the group mentality sometimes limits people. No, sometimes, and a lot of the times, I mean, for me, it always did. And it probably always will do, you know, or in a certain way, because it's not easy to be with people and say, okay, I'm living by myself, to meet people by myself, you know, because there's people that is very comfortable talking with their friends and don't like talking with other people, you know, and or they
I don't know,
yeah,
but
they don't know they like it. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
I think everyone truly wants to talk to strangers, but
because why would you download Tinder or Instagram or every social media app to meet people? They do it because they can't do it by their own, you know. They are shy. It's a wall that everybody needs to socialize.
And sometimes the walls are thicker, and sometimes
definitely
they're thin. Okay, great. Now, when you were a kid, were you always like doing creative things just automatically, or I mean, your dad was an artist, or musician, so is that what kind of got you into that path?
Well, when I was a kid, maybe that's a little cliche or something, but I loved video games. I was like good. I mean, if I was born like 5 or 10 years later, maybe I would be a professional gamer right now, you know, because I loved it, and I was very good at some of them. But honestly, I didn't start playing music until 14, which is kind of late, you know. My father was a drummer, and he was like trying to, come on, you have to play the drums. And when I was a little baby, even he bought me like, you know, this kind of drums, like toy drums and everything. He was like forcing me, but it didn't work, you know. And there's a funny thing that my dad always says, dude, I mean, I'm a drummer and you play everything except the drums, you know. And because I started with guitar, then I went to bass, then I went to vocals, then production, and I didn't touch the drums at all, you know. But I also I had like I don't like to say I had talent because it sounds cocky, but I writing, for example, stuff like for school, like novels or I liked creating in general. It's a fun thing to do, I think. I mean, it's fun. It's the best, and I think that you will feel related to that. I mean, when you have like babies, you know, like your own babies.
You have many babies.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah. So what about your creativity amongst it? What makes you the most focused when you're creating? Let's say you're writing a new song. Do you do any special routines or things? Do you set up your room special? Or just do it when you feel like it? Grab the guitar.
If you asked me this question like 2 months ago, I would say I loved nights and I love to just chill, even smoke a little bit, you know. But lately, as I have been having this jet lag, I've been like waking up early, and I feel that morning is always it's nice too, because I can listen to the music like loud, and it's a different way. I think that it's just a mindset, you know. If you want to create, you have just to be wanting to do that. If you don't want to do that, I think you can even like change your mindset and concentrate and create and everything. But I think that creating, you can create all the time, you know. Maybe in certain, you can have ideas all the time, and maybe you prefer to work with the computer at night or morning or whatever, but creating, I don't know, it's at least at the end is just thinking, you know. You can think all the time, you know. Even you can create if you are having dinner with somebody and suddenly you have an idea and you write it down to an app or something, and you're creating, you know.
It's a free thing to do, create. I mean, most of the time you can figure out some way where it's free. Like writing. Writing's free. You just get a pen, paper. I mean, you can find those anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's a very important thing. I don't want to say the name, but I will, because it's very useful for me. But I use Evernote. Do you know Evernote?
That's one of my biggest favorite apps in the world.
Yeah, for me it's nice because you can record audios and everything. And for me it always happens that I'm with friends or something, and I'm like, oh, wait a second, and I go by myself, just 1 second, and I'm like, na 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 na, and here you put the drums, you know, and wow. I like record the idea, and sometimes it sucks, but sometimes it's like, oh, that was a good idea, you know.
Yeah, you can come back to it, and you see what you did months ago. I forgot about that, and then maybe that inspires you later.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you listen to old ideas, and the way you see it on the present, or you hear them on the present, is like, oh, I didn't like that, but this inspired me to another thing, you know. And I think it's very important to write down every idea that comes, because that makes you aware that you're creating, you know. And if you don't record your ideas, it's like when you're at bed, in the bed, and something comes to your head, and you're like, should I record it? Should I get up the bed, or should I? No, I will remember the next morning.
And you will not. You have to get up and write it down. Yeah, that's a great habit, to just write your thoughts down, your ideas down, and you just know you can go back to them. Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is, the faintest ink is better than the best memory. Yeah, it's you know, because you write down something, it's always better.
Well, memories are awesome too.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you know what faint.
In creative process, I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously shouldn't rely on our computers for memory, but
Yeah.
they do help.
Yeah.
They do help, and if you use them right, I think
They do.
I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is.
Can you talk about how you make a living or make some earnings with music production, and how you talk with clients, and how it kind of goes for people that don't know?
Normally, music production always works with mouth to mouth. Is that expression correct? Mouth to mouth is like no,
like the kissing.
like I don't know, like
Just
a
kidding.
friend tells a friend.
Oh, word of mouth.
Okay, mouth to mouth. Then sounded a little bit sexual, right?
He's only been speaking English for 3 months, guys, so he's doing quite well, I think.
Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, this is what works best. I mean, people that tells their friends or something, but YouTube is always a very good way of promoting your work and getting clients, you know. For example, in production I didn't, but I got some I got a band from Madrid that discovered me through a YouTube cover. And for example, I'm always also working in with a project of an Italian guy that I just record the vocals for him, you know. And he found me on YouTube just by singing, you know. And YouTube right now is like, I think it should be like eating, you know, or something. You have to have a very, if you have a very, very good and active and quality YouTube channel, I think that you need it nowadays in creative works and jobs.
Yeah, that's a great way. So many people use it to learn things also. I mean, anything I want to look up, I go on YouTube. So
Yeah.
If I want to hear anyone's new music, just go there too. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
incredible.
For example, for me, what if I want a music video or lyric video? I need to watch it somewhere, and it's a very good way to find what you're looking for. And creative people always put things on YouTube, like videographers, musicians, producers, and everything, you know. So if you have a good work in YouTube, it's easy that if somebody is looking for your work, for your kind of type of work, if you do it good, you're gonna end up working for them, you know. And I think it's people is not aware of how important it is, you know.
Yeah. And when you record bands, and produce local bands, how does that go? How does it work?
Well, they usually come to my home studio. They wake me up because as I used to work at night, I work with them at the morning, and I go always open as very sleepy and everything. I take my coffee or Nesquik or everything, and I start working with them. I work by hours, so that helps them, because some studios you need to work the whole day, you know, and you have to not go to work or something, you know, and for some people that's difficult. And this way works for me better and for them better, you know. If they say, can we work Monday from 5 to 7? Okay, let's do it, you know. And I don't know, depending on the work they do, I've usually record albums and singles and stuff like that, and it's a whole process, and it's always fun. It's always fun. Yeah.
What about your prices? When you charge certain things, do you shift them per person depending on, like, where you know they're like really starting out? You're like, all right, you're gonna negotiate, and how do you negotiate in this business?
Well, what happens is that a lot of the clients I have, they are repeating, you know, because they like the work I did for them, so I'm working again for them. And what happens is that for them, I try to maintain the price as low as I can, because it's like, okay, you are giving me a lot of money, so I will charge you the same as last year. But that for me now is a problem, you know, because I'm charging the same as I did when I didn't know what I was doing, to say it in a certain way, you know, and I don't know, it's like I want new clients because I charge more. It's not that I charge more. I charge what I should charge. Mm-hmm. And to recurring clients, you always have to be kind and make people happy, you know. And it's always better to charge less but make people happy with your work. So
it's always tricky. Pricing is always tricky.
Yeah.
But,
it is.
But yeah, gotta up the price sometimes and figure out the best way to tell people.
Yeah. The way to tell people is important, but because you need to put some respect on the table. You know, you have to say, this is what I do. This is good, and if you want it, I'm sorry, but I can do it for the price I'm charging, because nobody will, and I can't. You know, and I don't know if you believe. At the end, it's a matter of believing in your work and being able to defending it. You know, if you know how to defend your work and why are you raising your price, people normally understands. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's better for everyone listening, it's better to hit people with the price that you're worth, because if you go under price, it starts saying things about people in your field that, oh yeah, we can get people like this for this, and it kind of ruins reputation all around for everyone.
Exactly.
And that's the hard part. There's filmmakers doing things for so low because there are so many people with cameras. Now the question is, what quality do you want? And even some of these people are giving pretty good quality, but they're just like, they want to get the gig. They want to get that extra money in it, and it does ruin it. So you got to be kind of firm and figure out ways to get by until you get paid what you want, kind of. It's hard, though.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun out of the industry, and when you want to just forget everything and lose track of time, what do you do?
I usually like meet friends and go party. I like nightlife and everything. I used to play video games, but nowadays it's like I don't have 12 hours for them, so I'm sorry, but yeah.
Easy people.
And yeah. And what I try to do is to work in other music stuff, you know, like if right now I'm not working on my project, I'm working on another project or a band or something, and I think that's a very good way to when you can make your work as a hobby. That's very, very cliche and well known, but not everyone does that, you know. And it's very important to be able to find that, because for example, if I'm working on my project and I'm saturated and I'm tired, if I change and I start working for my band or for a client or everything, it's different for me, at least for me, you know. But at the end I'm doing the same thing, so I'm investing more and more hours, and that makes you good. Mm-hmm. If you don't invest hours, you're not gonna be able to fight against the other bulls that are trying to make it, you know, in this crazy and crowded world.
Yeah, you gotta just keep polishing yourself forever, any chance you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because time is fleeting. So where can people find you and your music? Can you let us know, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or SoundCloud?
Yeah, Spotify, everywhere. I mean, you have to be everywhere nowadays, because you can find that one person that doesn't have Facebook and doesn't have Instagram, and you need to be everywhere, and that's where am I think, of course, maybe you're gonna say now, are you I don't know, I mean LinkedIn even.
You gotta have a presence everywhere, and but do you have if you're on Instagram, I mean, I'll put it in the show notes, but do you have any what's your specific Instagram or place people?
Yeah, it's Marc Ricos, MAR with C, MARC Ricos RICOS, and that's the same for Twitter, the same for Spotify, same for Apple Music, same for everywhere basically.
Okay, great. And you recorded an album the last time you were in LA, right?
Yeah. In somewhere that it's familiar for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was recording. No, sorry.
No, what was the album called, and is it available for people to check out on Spotify too, or places out there?
No, it's not. I'm a very perfectionist person, and I that was not. It's gonna be released someday, different songs, but it's for now. It's just a piece that some people have. I think that you have it, right?
Yeah.
If you,
it's in my car.
yeah, but I don't know. There's a couple of songs that, in fact, Astronaut, which is the last song I released, it was in there. But the other songs, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Because sometimes, I'm sorry to talk too much, but sometimes the music you do depends on who you are in that specific time, And if you are rocking it and you are like so confident and everything, maybe you prefer to do some more aggressive sound or more confident music. And for example, if you are in a very happy moment, very in love, maybe you like to do like what Ed Sheeran does, like all the time, because all the Ed Sheeran songs are love songs, And I don't know, now I'm not in the mood for any of that music, so it's not gonna be released.
Okay. Ah,
soon.
Interesting. And what do you, when you do release stuff, what are you using as far as distribution? Are you using CD Baby, or do you have a?
Yeah, I use DistroKid, which is very nice for the price and lets you put your music everywhere. And the good thing is that you just have to pay annually. I think I pay like $35 and I can upload the many music. I mean, there's no limit, and this is a good thing because there are other distributors that you have to pay per release, and what happens with that is that if you release 100 songs, you're gonna pay, I don't know, maybe $1,000, and if you release 100 songs with DistroKid, it's gonna be 35.
Oh,
and that's a good thing.
Disc rocking, okay. If you were working at one word for yourself that you're trying to improve, and that could be beneficial for you and also people around you, what word would it be?
I think nowadays I like the word rockstar, because for me, really, because for me it makes me think on who I want to be, who I wanted to be, what music is the music that resonates in me. What's the attitude that I like for me? I don't like being the shy Marc. I like being the rock star Marc, And I don't know, for me, it's like a goal, like a present, but also the future. It's the word.
Great. And any last words for people listening that could either help them continue or get started following their passions?
It's just to enjoy, I mean, you have to, if you're enjoying doing whatever, just do it, because if you enjoy it, you're not gonna care if what's the opinion of people, because you enjoy it. And if you don't care about people's opinions, then it's when you became a natural, because you're having fun. You don't care. You're just doing it because you like it, And even though when you start, you're bad, if you love it, you're gonna be doing it, and you're not gonna care, and you're gonna be doing it, and that's the way. When you start thinking and judging your work for what people can think about it, that's a problem. And I think that loving it makes you love life. Even if you love what you do, you're doing it, so your life is fulfilled. You love your life because you're having fun with it, So it's everything.
Excellent.
It's about finding the right thing and trying everything.
Yeah,
of course.
you gotta try everything except I don't recommend trying every drug out there, but you should try everything.
Yeah. Well, music can be a drug, and a passion is a drug, but it's a very healthy drug.
Yeah. Stuffing dead pets could be a drug too. No, I've been watching a lot of the Bates Motel recently, and he starts stuffing pets. I just want, it's interesting. People could love that, and that fulfills their life. Okay, I digress.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Mark. It's been fun.
Thank you,
chatting with you all the way across the world. I love technology for this. It's amazing.
Yeah. Even though I think that there's a little bit of delay, that we had this delay 10 years ago, you know? when is this going to be like latency free, you know?
Yeah. What the fuck?
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, Skype?
Thank you so much again, and have a wonderful day. And for everyone that's listening, you can check out the site for show notes. That's www.unfakeittillyoumakeit.com. Get out there and thrive. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please show your support by taking a few moments and leaving a positive review on iTunes or Stitcher. It would mean a lot to me. It's like giving me an electronic hug or kiss. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Unfake It Till You Make It podcast. For detailed sources and show notes for this episode, visit www.unfakeittillyoumakeit.com. Until next time, get up, get going, and get creative.